Charles Oliveira. Man, I'm so sorry. It hurts. The sport kills. My heart was pounding. But god damn it, was he a fucking warrior. Um, I give nothing but respect to Charles. I have nothing but love for him. He is my favorite fighter. He's the guy who inspired me to do jiu-jitsu. But Islam was the better man. As much as I hate to say it, as much as I'm always hating on Islam and the whole Khabib team because I feel like they haven't put in my opinion, as much as like someone like Charles who will fight anywhere, anytime. Khabib and that whole team says that, but I didn't see Khabib defend his title enough. You know, I want him to see more. Not to say he's not good. I want to see more. Islam didn't fight a top 5 guy. I want to see more, but they always prove themselves when they do fight. So it sucks. it felt like, man, like I looked at Charles like he didn't look the same. You know, he didn't look that good, and it scared me. I was like, damn, is this gonna be it? And when he got dropped, I was like, all right, this is Charles we're used to. You know, he's getting outstriked, but put him on the floor, he could fuck with you pretty good because he was defending pretty well against Islam, but Islam was the better striker. Islam was the better wrestler. Man, I mean, what are you gonna say? Islam proved it. He's the better fighter. We'll see what happens with Charles. It's hard to think of him coming back and climbing up the ladder again. But it was a good fight. It was a good fight. It was a fight that I've been wanting to see. I mean, in the legacy of Tony versus Khabib, it was something we finally got to, witness. So, what are you going to do? But, man, still sucks when your favorite fighter loses, Man, it's been a rough time for people like me. I liked Kamaru and he lost. I liked Max and he lost. But, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. I can see Volk trying to fight Islam. But, again, with that Khabib team, I feel like they weren't always fighting the guys when it was the least convenient. When it's not the convenience, you didn't see a lot of times Khabib put in. And so I'm curious. I'm not trying to say all the time, but there's been some fights that I feel like with Islam, I might see a same pattern. We could see a world where Islam maybe holds off a bit, which is smart. I mean, to be strategic, but that's why I like Charles. The motherfucker was like, I'll go to your fucking side of the world. Like, let's go. Let's fucking battle. And that's why I liked him, But it sucks. Islam, I think, will fight Volk if he fights anyone, because I don't know who he's going to fight. Dustin's not fighting, I think, at that weight. I think Justin, I don't see Justin getting a title shot, and Chandler maybe, but he has to go through Dustin first, so that's not coming anytime soon, I don't know. I'm curious on just who's gonna be the guy to fight Islam next, other than Volk, who is wanting to fight, and they did the call out. I can see kind of anybody at this point take on Islam that isn't in the top 5, which is just weird to say. It is a stacked division, but it's also kind of everyone's everywhere. Yeah, I mean, great fight. It's what we always wanted to see. We finally got it, but man, be careful what you wish for, because that shit hurted. I do respect the Khabib team. I think all of them put in their damn all, so I got to give them that. I think you can argue that all of them were they were putting in what they needed to put in, and Islam was just a smart chess player. So it is what it is. We'll then, I guess, jump to Aljamain versus TJ. Man, TJ pissed me the fuck off. Seeing TJ fight like that, like, dog, you knew you were injured and you still fought. Like, I don't know, he pissed me off. The EPO shit already pissed me off. I'm not the biggest Aljo fan, but I knew he was going to do good against Piotr. I knew he was going to, like, come back, and people were dismissing him way too hard, given that he beat people like Corey Sandhagen. Good for Aljo. I'm glad he won. Great fighter. TJ, you held up the division. I'm getting sick of your EPO shit. And the bantamweight's been kind of plagued with, people wanting to fight, people retiring, people leaving, from Henry to, all these motherfuckers. So I'm just, I like the bantamweight division. I think it's actually one of the most stacked divisions, but I don't like this holdup. Like, I'm getting kind of sick of it that bantamweight has always been plagued with this, because Cody and TJ held it up for such a long time. So yeah, I'm just glad to see TJ, like, just get him out the picture. I'm sick of these fights, man. But ultimately, it's still a really entertaining group of people that still fight. Like, I think I can see Aljo vacating the belt to let Marab go for it, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know how how these guys, you know, plan on vacating a bout or who their next battle will be with, but we'll see. Next fight was Sugar Sean versus Piotr. Man, I love Piotr. I was rooting for Piotr, but I also like Sugar Sean, so I didn't know how to feel, and I was kind of going both ways with these guys. I was liking them, and I really respected what Sugar Sean did. He proved everyone wrong that he can stand, but I think Piotr's did win. I'm not gonna front and say that. I think Piotr didn't do what he had to do, but I think Sugar also did too. So I'm not like completely mad at the decision. I think it was a very big surprise. I'm curious though. I mean, you got Cheeto coming up next. You got, you know, now Sugar Sean. Like, I don't know who to give it to. Also, I forgot about Binal. Binal should be fighting Islam if anybody deserves it from the lightweight division, which I think he does. But then, yeah, it leads us to Benil. Benil fought his heart out. I think he did really good. I called it. Gamrot's good, but I think Benil was just underestimated. He has good striking, he has good everything, and it was a really good battle between the two. I think it was very close in some rounds, but Benil took it and took it enough where he needed to, you know, have a lot of like cushion for him to win a round or two. But don't sleep on Benil. I think Benil could take Islam. Will he win? I don't know, but I'm sick of people counting Benil out, because I think Benil is one of the greatest lightweights we got right now. You know, like him or not, bore him or not, he is a good fighter. You know, and to say he doesn't deserve a title is ridiculous. I hate that they treat him like this, like second, you know, fighter. Like he's more than that. He's a damn good fighter for a reason. But they're never gonna give him his due diligence. You know, they're never gonna give him that like respect that he deserves, because he respects that. He knows the game. He knows he's not the most exciting. And it's same with like Bilal Muhammad, like who did amazing too. Bilal fought his damn heart out, and I called that. I knew Bilal, like, never sleep on Bilal. Even though I like Sean Brady, and even though I think Sean Brady is a good fighter, Bilal Muhammad was more tenured, and he knew what the hell to do in these situations, and Sean Brady couldn't adjust, I think, necessary. And yeah, it was a little too early of a stoppage for my taste, but it wasn't like Sean Brady was picking up anytime soon. So I respect the decision, I respect the call, and I respect that Bilal made it, and, you know, he earned that shit. He earned that shit real well, so, you know, conflicted, but great card. I'm excited for the next card. Right now, my champs are losing. Like, I was rooting for Usman. I was rooting for, you know, my Maxes, my Piotr's, and they're losing, man. So I can see Izzy losing. Izzy, I'm rooting for him, even though I like Alex. Alex is scary. I think Alex can win though. Like, but I respect Izzy. You know, the guy is the one who got me into into the combat sports. Given, you know, he was this kind of like more down to earth fighter and a little goofy and a little nerdy, but still cool. Like, he's someone I wish I could be. You know, I liked Izzy, and so I always looked up to him and his striking. But man, he might lose. He might lose. And then Jerry's fighting up next too. So there's some great ass cards, some great ass fights, just some good ass all around, you know, everything. I respect this card a lot. I think it really held up to my standard, even though, oh yeah, and then I forgot the two women who fought. I did call that she was gonna win, Manon, only because I think both fighters are pretty good, but I think of the two, Chikagan, she I felt like she was kind of holding back on a lot of her, she was being held back by a lot of her, like, you know, she had lost to a few good people, and so it's very, you know, beats you up a little. And I'm not saying Manon stood out the most, but I knew it was going to be a really close fight, but enough for her to win. Not that I watch all their fights religiously, I was just going off some like clips and highlights of both of them. But yeah, great card nonetheless. Love it. I'll let it in here. So yeah, yabba dabba doo, gabagoo.
Protect the objectives. The bomb has been planted. Enemy RCXD detected. Enemies down to 1. Make it 0. Okay, I'm calling it. All operators proceed to
Yeah, why
exfil
ain't y'all
point.
defuse it?
Confused.